All right, everyone. Here at Thacker Pass, currently climbed up on top of the piece of heavy equipment. I didn't plan on coming up here, but I felt called to do so for whatever reason. So I'm up here. I'm going to turn this camera around. Here's what's going on here today. We're at Thacker Pass, and we've got protesters blocking down here. We've got Dean Barlise and Doris Sam. Doris is from the Fort McDermott Paiute Shoshone tribe, and Dean is from the Pyramid Lake Paiute tribe. And they're here in prayer, and we all just gathered down there and lit a fire, and an elder said some prayers and asked everyone to show up in the good way, and we all cried a lot. To have a grandmother pray over you like that and bless you is a powerful thing, and it's not something that you can disregard or take lightly. So I was crying, and others were crying, and you know, we're here to protect this land, and we're not here to just you know, be a minor inconvenience. You know, we're here to actually try and stop this mine and actually try and protect this place. And so, like I said, I wasn't planning on climbing up here. I don't know if they're going to call the cops on me now and try and get me arrested, or what's going to happen. I didn't come here with any intention of being arrested, but I'm up here now. I'm about 30 feet off the ground on this bucket loader right here, and there's supporters down below. There's supporters over there. There's security, and there are some journalists and reporters, filmmakers, watching what's happening over here. I've kind of stirred the hornet's nest a little bit, I think, by coming up here, by climbing up on the equipment, which frankly I wanted to. You know, we need to make a ruckus. We need to make a scene. We need to be unruly in the face of this type of situation, and not in a reckless way, not in a silly or stupid way, but in a way where we have intention, and we're very clear about what we're doing and what we're trying to achieve and why. And so I see folks are tuning in, and thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. There's Will Falk down there waving. Hey, Will. And there's a big support crew over here. There's a lot of folks out here. I know others have been arriving throughout the day. People have been driving into the area and showing up here. Lithium wants this to go under the radar. They don't want people to hear about this. They want to just, you know, ignore the protesters and move on with their dirty business, their destructive business. They want to just keep destroying the sacred site, this biodiversity hotspot, this incredibly beautiful land. Hey, how's it going, Josh? Which I'm in love with, you know, deeply in love with. And they want to do it. They want to do it without any opposition. They want to do it just, you know, they want to just do it without anyone even noticing. That's what their preference would be. That's why when they were permitting this mine, they did it. They rushed it through during COVID. They did the permitting in less than a year. They did all this corrupt and often illegal and certainly unethical stuff to try and push this through with very little public oversight. And it's wrong. It's just wrong. So when something is wrong, when it's not right, when there is something unjust happening, we have to stand up. We have to take action. We have to do something about that. And that's what we're here for today. So I mentioned earlier, but for folks who are just tuning in, I'm at Thacker Pass, Pahimaha. Down here, this is a direct action that is taking place today. It's a nonviolent direct action to protect this place. The birds are flying around us right now. There's whirlwinds getting kicked up in the dust. And down below me on the road here are two brave people, brave elders. Doris Sam from the Fort McDermott Paiute Shoshone tribe, who is here to stand up, and Dean Barlise from the Pyramid Lake Paiute tribe. Both very brave, powerful people, and they've been here in prayer, blocking the road, blocking the equipment all day. We got out here at 5 a.m. this morning. It was freezing cold. It was dark. There was nobody out here except one security guard. But we came here and we got in the way of construction, and we've stopped construction for the day at least from up here. So I just climbed up this piece of heavy equipment. I'm on a bucket excavator right now. I'm about 30 feet off the ground, and there's the excavator down below me. And from up where I'm at here, I can see more of the heavy equipment parked over this way to the west, and it's not moving. Nobody's working today. There's no destruction of the land happening at Thacker Pass, and that's because of people taking action, following their hearts. That's because of people standing up. So yeah, I mean, I've been live streaming a bit earlier today. So folks, if you're watching, you can check out those other live streams on my page earlier on. I know other folks are live streaming too. So check out the hashtags, or folks can probably drop links in the comments. I'm not actually, I'm just on my phone currently sitting on top of this piece of heavy equipment 30 feet in the air at Thacker Pass. So I'm not really able to respond to comments or share things very easily. I'm in a bit of a precarious situation, quite literally. I'm sitting on this 3 feet wide hydraulic piece of the bucket loader. And like I said earlier, I didn't plan to come up here today. I didn't plan to do this, but I just felt called to in the moment. And so I'm here. People are drumming over this way. This is the east. Those are the Santa Rosa Mountains over there, and just below them, if you can see, is what's called Nipple Rock or Sentinel Rock. That's a really culturally significant site in this area. From what my friends in the tribal community around here tell me and what I've heard about that place, it's been a sacred site for a long time. It's been a place where people gathered to look out, quite literally, great lookout place. And it's a place where in 1865, a group of northern Paiute people were camping right below Sentinel Rock there when the U.S. cavalry spotted their campfires from across the Quinn River on the other side of the valley there. And they rode through the night, swam their horses across the river, and attacked that Paiute camp at dawn, first light. And they killed at least 31 people, men, women, and children, and maybe as many as 50 or more, maybe 70 or more. So there was a massacre that began right over there, a massacre of northern Paiute people, Native American people, by the U.S. government, by the Army, the U.S. Army. And that massacre site is not protected in any way. Over the last 2 months, Lithium Nevada has been bulldozing directly through that massacre site, destroying it, destroying the artifacts, disturbing the soil, disturbing the ground. And they're going forward with it, despite all the objections of the tribes, despite everything that we've brought against this project. They're destroying it. I see your comments, folks, so thank you, and thank you for those who are watching. Just so y'all know, I'm gonna reiterate for the new folks, I'm at Thacker Pass right now in northern Nevada, also known as Pahimaha in Paiute. And there's a direct action happening today. It began at 5 a.m. this morning. That's a Lithium Nevada security truck right there. They're turning around. I don't know where they're off to. But over there is the main area where they've been working in recent weeks, destroying huge swaths of this beautiful native sagebrush habitat, bulldozing it, crushing it, just tearing it to pieces. And they're not doing that today. We've stopped them. We've stopped them from doing that. The workers, as far as I know, have mostly gone home. There's security people on site, but they're just hanging out over there for right now. There's no police here as of right now, which is interesting because, like I said, we've been here since 5 a.m. and it's 10. So we've been here for 5 hours and the police have not arrived. It's almost like Lithium Nevada doesn't want to make a scene. They don't want people to see this. They don't want this to become a news story. They don't want this to get out in any way. So we need to do that. We need to be the media. There are some journalists here, some people covering, but we need to spread this story. So if folks are watching right now, go to protectthackerpass.org. You can find more information about how to support, how to get involved. You can donate as well. There may need to be bail funds for this. I'm not sure if people will get arrested today. We'll see. I think it's perhaps likely, but even if not, there could be charges brought against people later on. The security people, they know me. They know my face. I'm in their briefing. They've been greeting me with my first name when they see me. And when I climbed up on this piece of heavy equipment here that I'm on top of right now, about 10 minutes ago, they walked over and said, "Hey, Max, you need to get down. Max, you need to get down right now." I ignored them. I didn't say anything to them because, they're here for one thing, which is to protect the profit of this company, to protect the money-making interests. And, I don't have anything against those security people. They're just doing a job. And if they really believe in what they're doing, if they believe it's right, then they're misguided. And, the real issue here is these corporations, these corporate boards and individuals who see that they can exploit the land as much as they want for profit with no ramifications, repercussions. And that's wrong. We need to make it known that this type of behavior will not be tolerated. We need to be the adults, not in the room. We need to be the adults on the planet and stop this type of thing from happening. We're going to have to do it because the courts aren't doing it. The legislators aren't doing it. The governments aren't doing it. The media isn't pushing it. The corporations aren't being responsible. They're continuing their destructive patterns. In fact, they're legally obligated to do so. You'll get fired if you try and do too much of the right thing at one of these corporations, right? So they are not doing it. We have to do it. We have to do it ourselves. We have to step up, all of us, in different ways. And, I'm just one person. I can't do this alone. I was at a community gathering, a ritual of sorts, recently, just a couple days ago, and people were saying, "I can't do this alone." That was one of the mantras that we were chanting. "I can't do this alone. Help me. I can't do this alone. Help me. I can't do this alone." And that's how I feel. I've poured myself into this fight. I've poured myself into trying to protect Thacker Pass and stop this mine and defend the land and defend this place. And I can't do this alone. I'm doing everything I can, and it's not enough. It's not enough. So we need you. I need all of you. This land needs all of you. The meadowlarks who are flying around here this morning, mating and laying their eggs and preparing for the spring hatch. They need you. The world needs you. The water needs you. I need some water. Maybe I should have brought some water or a snack up here. I didn't really plan this. So I don't, no. Sounds like I got a friend who's going to help me out. I didn't really plan to come up here. I was just sitting down here looking at what was going on, and I just saw this piece of heavy equipment. And I have to say, I'm a climber. I've been a climber since I was a kid, basically. into rock climbing and climbing trees and climbing anything. And I saw this piece of heavy equipment sitting there, and I just thought, that looks like it would be fun to climb. But more broadly, that looks like it's an important thing to do right now. That looks like it's something that needs to happen right now, to amp things up a little bit, to get things moving, to get the energy flowing up here. It's a little bit cold up here. The wind is blowing more strongly. If you didn't catch it, I'm about 30 feet in the air right now, kind of precariously balanced on top of this excavator. Is it a bucket loader excavator? I need my 5-year-old nephew to tell me the proper name for this type of heavy equipment, because I'm sure he would know, but I don't. It's this one with the big bucket and the articulated hydraulic arm that scoops up the earth. I feel a little bit like an idiot for not knowing what it's called, but I'm up here and I'm on it, and down below me, I'm going to turn the camera around. Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I see your names when you pop into the live stream and when you're watching, so it's really nice to see people tuning in and to just know that you folks are here and supporting and see your comments. It's really awesome. My feet are getting in this gross hydraulic oil that is all over this equipment, which just gives you an idea of the type of nasty pollution that is on this heavy equipment that's part of it. Right below me right here, this is a big tanker full of diesel fuel. That's for the heavy equipment. That's to get the stuff for green energy. Giant tanker full of diesel. I'm assuming it's diesel. 1993 is the code on the side, the hazmat code. It's windy, so I'm going to try and cup my hand around the mic so you can hear me. But down below me right here, it is Doris Sam. Doris is from the Fort McDermott Paiute Shoshone tribe, and she's been a leader in the Native American church. She's an amazing woman who I've gotten to know a bit over the last 2.5 years and gotten to know her family and spent some time with her, shared meals and organized. And Doris is here, and she's not planning to leave. She's planning to stay and stand and block the construction. And next to her is Dean Barlise. There's the drone. I gotta give a fist to the drone real quick. So Dean Barlise is from the Pyramid Lake Paiute tribe, and Dean is an elder. He's a spiritual leader in the community. Dean's an amazing man. He's been part of the community for many years. He has done a lot of work, spiritual work for the community in different ways. I know he's been involved in fighting a lot of different destructive projects, both on Paiute territory and elsewhere. I know he's been part of repatriating human remains and working to protect and retain the stories and the traditions and so on. He's a very spiritual man, and so is Doris. And they're powerful people, and they're here today in prayer. They're here to set their prayer and their intention and their heart and their goodness against this destruction. And next to them down there are some supporters who are it looks like praying with them right now. There's been a little sagebrush fire burning down there. There was some prayers said earlier. I think Bethany Sam live streamed that. Actually, if folks want to go check out her live stream, they got permission from the elders to live stream some of those prayers in a respectful way to let people know what's really happening out here and why it's important. So, there's been a lot of tears shed this morning. There's been a lot of prayers. There's been a lot of people exchanging hugs and just being there for each other, because this type of work is difficult. It's difficult to just see this destruction happening. It's difficult to know that this land it's not just under threat anymore. It's actively being destroyed. This road that I'm on top of right now, this bulldozed area right here, didn't exist. Didn't exist a couple months ago. And further this way to the west, thanks. You can just drop them there. I'll come down and grab them. Further west down this road here, Lithium Nevada has been bulldozing thousands of acres of sagebrush, thousands of acres of this incredibly beautiful, important habitat, this incredible place, this place where bobcats roam and sage-grouse strut on the leks, and coyotes are crossing the mountainside. I saw coyote tracks on top of this mountain myself last winter when I climbed up there, where the pronghorn antelope and the mule deer migrate through here. I will never forget the first spring at Thacker Pass, spending time on the side of the mountain over there where the protest camp used to be when we had protest camp set up, and seeing this group of deer, this herd of deer, almost every day. They would rotate past us and they would spend their evenings in one place, and then they would come back in the morning and spend their days on the other side of us. And they got used to us being there. They got accustomed to us. And one morning I woke up and I was making some coffee, and I was sitting there and watching the deer on the mountainside just right in front of me. And they were just frolicking. They were just running for joy. And it was so much exactly like a human being would just run for joy when it's a beautiful spring day and you're out at the park and you're a young kid and you're just so happy to be alive and be embodied on this beautiful planet and to experience this world and to be with your family and to be supported. And that I took video of it. I actually have video of those deer running around like that, and I'll never forget that. And that's just one of so many experiences that I've had on this land at Thacker Pass, and then I know so many other people have had too. This place is just special. It just is. It's very special. The first time I came out here was in October of 2020 when I heard that this lithium mine was going to be constructed. And a friend told me that it was moving forward pretty quickly, and that I might be interested in looking into it. So I submitted a public comment, which was ignored. And then I came out to the site and I visited, and I just fell in love with the place immediately. I had a powerful experience out here. I felt the power in the land. I felt just the power of this place. And so that's why we're here. Again, folks can go to Protect Thacker Pass to learn more about this fight, to get involved in some way. They've already started construction out here, but this isn't over. This fight is still ongoing. This fight is continuing, and we hope it will continue until the project is stopped, even though a lot of damage has already been done. And there's more lithium mines proposed for this area. And we have to remember too that lithium isn't just uniquely destructive. Lithium, it's a problem. Mining and extracting lithium, processing it, all these things creates a lot of problems and issues. And yet, look at iron ore mining, look at copper mining, look at oil drilling, look at industrial logging, look at industrial agriculture, look at urban sprawl, look at all these different issues that we're facing around the world. And all of them are wreaking havoc on the planet. All of them are poisoning water. All of them are depleting aquifers. All of them are crushing biodiversity and the basis of life on Earth, the soil, these things that most people don't even think about. We're living in the sixth mass extinction of life on Earth right now, and it's a catastrophic time, and we need to figure out how to respond to that. And my response has led me to climb on top of this heavy equipment. Once again, there are new people tuning in, so I'll just say it again because it's kind of interesting. Here I am on top of this bucket loader excavator or something. Somebody's got to tell me in the comments what this thing is called, so I stop making myself look dumb. But I'm about 20 or 30 feet in the air, and there's a supporter down there at ground level waving at you all. And I'm just hanging out up here because I felt a need to do this. For some reason, I felt called to do it. And here I am on video. I'm already on video, and the security people, and there's another van of theirs over there now coming in maybe. So they know I'm here. They know I'm up here. They've been talking to me by name. I'm in their security briefings for sure. But I felt called to do this. My 35th birthday is in a couple days, and I didn't really, I didn't come here planning to get arrested or expecting to get arrested in any way. Excavator. Thanks, Justin. I didn't come here planning to get arrested in any way. And I don't know if I will be for sure. But here I am on top of this heavy equipment. And, you know, there was a really influential film on me that I watched a number of years ago, and it was called Just Do It. And it wasn't about Nike, despite the name. It was about these direct action activists in England, and they had this motto about direct action, which is that you have to just do it. It's so easy to overthink. It's so easy to get caught up in all the reasons why we can't do things. And it is important to strategize, to plan, to come up with contingencies, to have backups, to have all these things. But so often we talk ourselves out of action. We stop ourselves because we can't come up with the perfect thing. We can't make our action, our organizing, our efforts absolutely perfect and impeccable. So we stop ourselves and we let the perfect be the enemy of the good. And, you know, I've failed so much in my organizing life. I've failed over and over again in all these different ways. I've made terrible mistakes. I've done things that I regret. I've done it all. And to me, that feels so important to do that. If I didn't make those mistakes, if I didn't keep pushing and keep trying, if I let the first couple of mistakes stop me, then I wouldn't keep going. And that's what's really going to change the world, is not one action, not one thing perfectly done. It's people relentlessly pushing again and again and again, pushing just as hard and harder than the people who are destroying the planet. I'm going to stand up here because my butt is getting all sore. I'm sitting on this round metal hydraulic thing. People are definitely not meant to be up here. Some people are definitely watching and saying this is probably unsafe. My girlfriend and my parents, if you're watching, I feel very safe right now. But I'm a climber and I'm pretty comfortable with heights, and I'm pretty happy where I'm at right now. I feel good. But I'm up here. I'm 20 or 30 feet off the ground. And I think originally I said 40, which is funny because I don't think I'm 40 feet off. I think I'm probably 20 to 30. But, you know, maybe my initial fear and my heartbeat made me feel like it was 40. But yeah, I'm up here and I'm doing this. And I want to refocus people again towards Dean and Doris. They've been down here all morning. They've been blocking this road, blocking this place. And Dean and Doris are of this lineage. They're of this land for thousands of years, hundreds and hundreds of generations, if not more, from time immemorial. Their people have lived in this area, and this has been their land, and this is land where their ancestors' bones and blood are in the soil, and where, you know, their great-great-grandparents wandered around these hills and splashed in these streams and drank these waters when they were babies themselves. And that is connection to place. That is a sacred thing in itself, generational connection to land. And so to have a company like Lithium Americas come out here and begin destroying this place is sacrilege. It's sacrilege. It's sacrilegious. It's the destruction of something incredibly important and special, and something, you know, that is sort of soft and tender and so different from the industrial machinery, the hard iron and the steel that I'm standing on right now of this heavy equipment. You know, this land is a place that can nurture human beings and has for a long time. And a lot of people come out here and they say it's a wasteland. There's nothing here unless we mine it, unless we blow up that mountain and extract the money out of it that we can use to build a nice house or something like that. But, you know, the first time I started coming out here, I was talking to some of the elders out here, and they said, you know what one of them said to me? She said, people come out here and see a wasteland, and we come out here and see everything we need to survive. Everything we need to survive is here. So That's a completely different mindset. That's a completely different perspective. And I think it's a perspective that we need to learn. Like, people need to learn that intelligence and goodwill and good-heartedness is not about having a PhD in engineering and being able to make millions of dollars off, some sort of corporate job. That's not the meaning of life. That's not really ultimately important. None of your possessions, your material goods are ultimately important. And I know that a little bit as someone who grew up working class in this country, where even the working class are relatively rich by global standards, but I've spent time in some poor places. I've spent time in the Philippines recently, for example, in 2020, right before COVID hit. I was actually there when COVID really started hitting and travel bans started coming down. I was in the Philippines organizing with friends and environmentalists. And the Philippines is a poor country. But the thing is, poverty is relative. It's possible to be monetarily poor and to be very rich spiritually. And that is a completely different conception of life. And that's why, I keep saying out here at Thacker Pass that this is a clash of different value systems in a lot of ways. This is a clash between an extractive mindset and a worldview that says, this is home, this is Earth, this is the only planet known in the universe to support life that we know of. We're on it. And right now, we're destroying it for what? So that we can have Facebook live streams, ironically, so that we can have YouTube videos, so that we can have fancy, nice cars, so that we can have these petty material things. I enjoy a warm shower as much as anyone. I enjoy, the luxuries that come from industrial civilization as much as anyone. But we have to ask ourselves, is it worth the cost? And the answer is no. It's so clear. It's not worth the cost. And so we need to change something. Something needs to change. And I don't know exactly how to do it. I wish I did. I wish I had the magic bullet. I wish I could solve all these problems. But we need to take action. We need to speak out. We need to push forward and move forward on all these things. We need to change the world. And, I was saying earlier, I can't do that alone. None of us can do that alone. That's collective effort. That's all of us. It requires all of us to grow up, to become human beings, to become the elders of the future, the elders of our children and our grandchildren, the people that they'll look up to, that will teach them the right values and the right ways to live, and the time when you need to step up, to make sacrifices, to take action in some way, even though it's hard, even though it's challenging. We need to be those people for the future. So I think I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sharing and continuing to work on these issues. They just had a shift change in the security over here. One more time for the folks who are just tuning in. I'm at Thacker Pass, also known as Pahimaha in Paiute. That's an older name for this place. Looks like we got some activity over here. That's kind of interesting. I don't know what's going on down that road. A couple trucks. I am currently standing on a bucket excavator in Thacker Pass with a large group of people who are blocking construction of the Thacker Pass lithium mine. And this isn't green, it's greenwashing. It's the destruction of the planet masquerading as green. But the green is money. The green isn't the earth. It's not the plants. It's not this wonderful place. So we're here. This is what we're doing, and I really appreciate all the support. Again, folks can go to protectthackerpass.org for more information. We've got an ongoing fundraiser there. We're gonna need to raise more money. Like I said, I didn't plan to be up here today, and I didn't plan to maybe end up in jail or anything like this. I don't know if I'm going to get arrested or not. We'll see. But here I am. And And I know these folks down here aren't planning on moving. So, if folks want to support monetarily, if you can support in other ways, it's going to take all of us to change these situations. So thank you all so much.